The woman steps from her orange cabin, a yellow cable slung over her shoulder. She enters the distribution room and flips the main switch through the window. The turning water will confirm power flows to this fully functional agricultural base, not just a rustic retreat. Unveiling the harvest. She ascends the platform and peels back to heavy tarpaulin, revealing a massive mountain of dried corn cobs waiting for processing. The sheer volume of the golden pile highlights the culmination of a season's relentless toil in the mountains. This is not just a simple storage area, but rather the staging ground for a massive mechanical transformation. The heavy machinery roars to life as she patiently untangles the tangled yellow cables and carefully inserts the plug into the power socket of the thresher with a sudden surge. The red machine begins its deafening mechanical symphony. She crouches down low, feeding corn cobs into the funnel with rapid rhythmic precision. Her focused gaze remains locked tightly on the intake while her hands work in seamless coordination beneath the violent churn. White cores are continuously expelled, scattering across the cold concrete floor. This relentless process marks the vital transition from raw harvest to refined yield, effectively turning nature's bounty into edible treasure. Golden rain falls the thresher, spits out a cascading waterfall of bright kernels, rapidly forming a shimmering pile on the concrete. She maintains a steady feeding pace, ensuring the mechanical beast operates at peak efficiency without choking, pausing to assess the output. She watches the water wheel spinning in the stream, a perfect harmony between ancient natural power and modern agricultural processing. Optimizing the workspace, she kills the engine and trudges up the steps to fetch a massive industrial fan from the cabin, dragging the heavy equipment back. She plugs it in and directs the powerful airflow straight into the processing zone. The swirling wind clears the lingering dust and chaff, proving that efficiency is not just about speed, but rather about creating a sustainable working environment. Seated once more, she resumes the relentless feeding, her hands moving in a blur. The fan roars beside her, its powerful gusts sweeping husks away to keep the workspace clear. This seamless blend of manual labor and mechanical wind turns a chaotic task into an organized routine. With the final cob stripped by hand, she rises to dust off her trousers, signaling the end of the peeling phase. Moving to the platform edge, she hoists a large woven bamboo basket onto her back, ready to clear the accumulated waste. She presses the dry husks down firmly, compacting them to maximize capacity before draping a red sack over the top. This last effort to organize the remaining debris transforms the chaotic workspace back into order, marking a quiet yet dignified conclusion to her diligent labor as the day fades into twilight. The second wave begins. She inspects the thresher, reconnects the power, and fires up the motor for another intensive round of processing. Grabbing handfuls of cobs, she feeds them into the red funnel with accelerated urgency, the metallic clashing echoing across the valley. The rapid influx of raw materials underscores her determination to finish the colossal pile before dusk falls. Mission accomplished, the towering pile of cobs has vanished, replaced by a thick carpet of pristine golden kernels spread across the ground. She checks the smoothly running machine, cuts the power, and listens to the fading mechanical hum until silence returns with astonishing strength. She hoists the heavy, red thresher onto her shoulder, carrying it away to store, a clear testament to her sheer physical endurance and resolve. Harvesting the byproducts, she spreads a thick red tarpaulin to create a clean sorting zone amidst the mountain of white cobs. Scooping up the lightweight cores, she stuffs them into woven bags with practiced speed, sealing and stacking them neatly aside. These leftover cores are not mere trash, but rather valuable fuel and fodder, ensuring absolutely nothing goes to waste in this careful process. The tool returned an empty string, which means the syllable count is within the target range of 153. 187 golden kernels cascade through the air in a rhythmic dance. Beside the humming thresher, she performs the ceaseless labor of winnowing. With each deliberate toss, she lets the breeze strip away the chaff, leaving only the pure grain behind. The dry rustle of falling corn intertwines with the distant stream. She lifts a half-full sack, carefully pouring in the basket's corn. Moving to the central platform, she continues her meticulous cleaning. A close-up reveals her grip, the bag's widening mouth. Another basket of plump kernels tumbles inside, swelling the bag with bounty. The camera focuses on the bulging red sack with practiced hands. She presses the neck, compacting the grain for final sealing. Sealing the bounty, she sweeps the last scattered kernels toward the bags, then sits squarely on the bulging red sack to force out the trapped air with her full weight. Her hands dance nimbly, wrapping the rope tightly around the neck and tying a secure knot to prevent any spillage during transport. This methodical compression ensures the grain remains perfectly preserved for the long winter months ahead, safeguarding the hard-earned harvest against spoilage and loss. The tool returned an empty string, which means the syllable count is within the target range. I can now output the final result in these final moments. Dappled sunlight filters through the wooden eaves above. The woman wearing her bamboo hat against the glare works alongside a small child to gather the remaining harvest. She lifts the blue basin and pours its contents into the powerful airflow from the threshing fan. Even after the work seems complete, she bends down once more, fingers searching through every crack in the concrete floor for forgotten particles. Then she takes the long-handled broom, sweeping the entire platform with deliberate strokes. This meticulous attention reflects her profound reverence for the earth's bounty, where nothing is wasted and every kernel holds value. Dust and sweeps, she rhythmically swings the broom, pushing the debris to the edges while the golden sunlight bathes the courtyard in warmth. Lifting a blue basin, she pours a steady stream of corn through the fan's gale, instantly stripping away the final traces of dust. The high-speed airflow acts as a final purifier, leaving only the heaviest, most premium kernels behind in the basket for future use. Gathering the remnants waiting through the platform, she uses a large broom to coral the scattered grains into a central pile. Switching to a small brush and dustpan, she extracts the finest particles with laser-like focus, ensuring not a single seed is left behind on the concrete surface. Dragging the heavy bucket to the main pile, she empties the golden harvest, transforming a messy floor into a spotless, immaculate workspace ready for the next task. The final load, she adjusts her stance carefully to catch the optimal wind, then uses a small ball to scoop the last remaining corn into the blue bucket. Dumping the final batch into the bag, she grabs the opening and shakes it vigorously, compacting the grain to its absolute limit. Preparing to tie it off, she ensures this last sack is as dense and secure as the rest, completing the task with precision and care, leaving nothing to chance in her meticulous work. Straddling the massive grain sack, she leverages her full body weight to expel every last pocket of trapped air. With practice ease, she folds the neck and binds it tight with rope. The sealed red bags are lined up in a perfect row, a silent testament to her diligence. She shifts the humming fan aside and shakes the heavy dust from the orange tarpaulin before carefully folding it away. Finally, sweeping the vast platform from the distance, she brings this monumental autumn task to a serene and flawless close. Spreading the harvest, she squats on the concrete, using a wooden board to spread the corn kernels evenly for the final sun-drying. Walking down the steps, she gathers the scattered farming tools into a windowing basket and carries them back to the cabin's storage area. Putting away these implements signifies the official end of the fieldwork, shifting the day's rhythm from labor to rest. The culinary process commences. She ignites the gas stove, carefully adjusting the flame before lightly coating the heated pan with oil. The first portion of the egg mixture is poured in, sizzling as it meets the heat and rapidly solidifying into a firm base. Once this layer has set, she evenly distributes the remaining rich yolk across the top, creating a striking visual contrast of colors. With precision, she begins to roll the steaming egg sheet, using chopsticks to wrap it tightly around the ham sausage and gradually turning it over to form a compact layered cylinder. Plating the culinary masterpiece, she repeatedly turns the golden roll to seal its edges with residual heat, then shifts it aside to fry the ham until deeply fragrant. Carrying the tray to the rustic wooden table, she presents the sliced egg and ham roll, revealing its perfect cross-section on the plate. A sweet smile graces her face, showcasing the pure satisfaction of a hard-earned meal. Savoring the reward, she takes a hearty bite of the egg roll, chewing slowly as the rich flavors melt on. Her tongue picking up a sauce-coated ham sausage, she devours it with focused delight against the backdrop of rustic wooden walls, looking up to savor the lingering aftertaste. She embodies the quiet joy of finding profound comfort in simple, self-made food. The camera pulls back to reveal her solitary figure at the table.